Good morning, St. Francis, and good morning, people of God. It is Monday, the 24th day of February 2025, Monday of the 7th week of the year, the 7th week in Ordinary Time. These are the last 9 days of Winter Ordinary Time that we're entering into, actually the last 8 days, because we have Ash Wednesday beginning on next Wednesday, not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday. So Lent is upon us as we move towards the end of February and the beginning of March. A cool day here in North Carolina, but then warming up into the 60s. So we'll see what happens. We just concluded morning prayer, and I believe that 7th grade is coming down the way for religion class in these awful trailers that we have behind us over here. But as we move towards the end of Winter Ordinary Time, again, there is a lot, again, to ponder, again, about God's grace and God's goodness for us, and who, good morning. There they are. There's all 7th grade right over there, going to religion class. But a lot to ponder about God's love and God's care for us as we move towards the end of Winter Ordinary Time, just like I would say. Okay, they're a bit distracting behind me over here. Good morning. So many of you walking down this way. Yes. Hurry up! Don't be late. But on this, so as we have left the letter to Corinthians. Yeah. No, I forget. Wait, what did we have last week? I forget the letter that we were in so long. It was Hebrews. Now we've left Genesis. Yes, we left Genesis. So we had Genesis all last week, having concluded it now with Noah basically producing more heirs. How he did that through his wife, but again, now these heirs producing more people now to inhabit the earth and things like that. So we move from Genesis. So it's Hebrews began us into this Winter Ordinary Time. We continue with Genesis, and now we will conclude with a couple of readings from different sources. And today we have Sirach. And in connection with Genesis and creation, this part of Sirach talks about God's wisdom that is forever, that created the world, that sustains everything, that allows us to participate in it so that we know how to put to good use this earth that has been given to us as a gift. It all comes from this aspect, again, of a God who wants us to be something in this world, and who wants us to exercise knowledge and understanding and intelligence, within this world. We are not condemned, to be slaves or to just be pawns, of gods or goddesses, as the other ancients understood divinity. But this is a God who gives us a will to do what needs to be done, so that what God begins, can be furthered. And this portion of Sirach kind of reminds us of that. In Mark's Gospel, an incredibly long Gospel, where Jesus is trying to help a person who is mute, but also, again, possessed by a demon, because it's Mark's Gospel. And the apostles, I guess, try to dispel this demon or this issue from this poor man, and nothing can be done. And so it's a young man, and his father goes to Jesus, and basically says, nothing seems to be able to be done. And the kid foams at the mouth, and he throws himself to the ground and creates just a spectacle all over the place. And then the man says, if you can, maybe you can help him, because your apostles can't seem to be able to do anything. And then Jesus becomes indignant. If I can, of course I can, and I will. But again, so he does this, by casting out, this demon, through a bunch of words that Jesus says and things like that. And the kid falls down, and everyone thinks he's dead. So after all the convulsions and all the foaming of the mouth and everything else like that, the kid, seems to be dead. But then Jesus picks him up by the hand, and he rises and he can walk and everything else like that. And the thing about it is that the apostles, ask, why were we not able to dispel this demon? And Jesus has this kind of cryptic saying, this kind of demon can only be dispelled through prayer. Jesus doesn't really pray this demon out of this individual. And so the question is, what is going on? And more of an understanding can be gained from the Father, basically, who, when Jesus becomes indignant, do you think I can do this, or do you don't think I can do this? This man basically says, help my unbelief. I do believe you can do this, but help my unbelief, which is, again, an important thing for all of us to consider at times. We do believe that God can do things, but do we truly believe that. That's where the unbelief comes in. Again, we can state that God is capable of doing all kinds of things. We can reiterate again and again, what we think God can do. But is it something that is in our heart that can truly take shape? Again, in a willingness to, in one way, demand, that God be God for us, and that God show us, God's power and God's majesty, so that we can move forward again with this sense of wisdom that God has given us. This father of this child asks for this, and Jesus understands that, and heals this child. These apostles may have been just going through the motions, trying to cast out this demon and not thinking that they possessed any power to truly do that. They failed to exercise their wisdom that God has given them. Let us never forget to exercise our wisdom when we are confronted with those things that we must respond to, that we can heal, that we can transform, because God gives us the wisdom and the power to do that. A blessed day, St. Francis and people of God. May the Lord give you his peace.